Oh my god. I got to see three movies. Three movies. Two movies I got to see early, and this one I just watched today on Disney Plus. And my god, this was the worst one I watched. And I hate to say that almost all three of the movies I saw, none of them were good. One of them was agony to sit through, and one was just disappointing. This one was just plain awful. Just everything awful. Awful, awful, awful. Yes, Pinocchio 2022 is a horrible, horrible remake. It's horribly looking. It looks hideous. Every acting in this movie, every piece of acting in this movie is shit. It is literally just the story of Pinocchio. That it's literally the 1940s Pinocchio, but it just sucked out all the heart and soul of what made that Disney film a good film. And it's funny because I was never a huge Pinocchio guy, but I will always acknowledge it's a very good movie, even though it's nothing I personally loved and personally watched a lot as a kid. I was more of like an Aladdin, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Fantasia, Peter Pan kind of person. But I did watch Pinocchio, and there are a lot of great stuff. Pinocchio has a phenomenal message about being a good person, having a good heart, and learning from your mistakes. Because all kids do bad things, and we get tempted to do wrong stuff, but learning from your mistakes and being a good-hearted person, good things can happen to you when you do good things, and you're rewarded for good behavior. And there's a lot of soul and heart and good messages in the original Pinocchio movie. All of that is completely taken away in this soulless cash grab of a film. This fucking movie is such an insult and a middle finger to the original Pinocchio. And wow, I thought The Lion King was the worst remake, and it still might be, but this one is very close. It's right there with The Lion King as one of the worst live action remakes. This is why I never like these remakes suck. Disney, just stop it. Disney needs to stop with these stupid remakes. I know they're all about money, and that's all they give a fuck about is money. But they need to stop with these fucking remakes. They're not good. They're not good. They're terrible. They're literally just the same movies as the classics, but with no soul to it. This movie was such a hollow film, and all of the songs and new songs they bring in are awful, and everything and everyone involved in this film was awful. Even Tom Hanks, and I love Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a great actor, but him as Geppetto is terrible. He's awful in this movie. It looks like he was performing in a fucking second grade play. It was just terrible, his acting. The little kid who plays Pinocchio isn't that good. George Gordon-Levitt isn't that good. Keegan-Michael Key isn't that good. Nobody is good in this movie. Luke Evans is awful in this film, and he has a song number. Oh, it's terrible. The Blue Fairy, she's terrible. Everyone's terrible in this film. And the CGI, oh my god, is so cheap looking and just so ugly. That the scene with the whale, some of the scenes with the puppets, the donkey scene is laughably terrible. Yeah, you guys remember that donkey scene in the original? How horrifying that scene was? My god, that scarred me as a kid, and it still scars me to this day. Oh my god, they tried to do it again in this remake. It is so funny. It is hilarious how awful the CGI is. It's hilarious how awful the CGI is in the movie. It's fucking garbage. And that kid who plays the fucking kid with the accent playing pool, oh, he's just a terrible actor. I don't want to make fun of any kids, but oh, terrible. Everyone is awful in this film. And all the things, it's basically the same story, and the stuff they change are the worst things you can change. Horrible things. I don't even know if I should tell you guys. Oh, fuck it. It's on Disney Plus now. Y'all probably watched it. I don't give a fuck. This movie sucks. I'm going to spoil a little bit of it, so if you guys actually, care about spoilers, that's my review. It's a 1 out of 10. It's a piece of shit. It's fucking terrible. It's just as bad as the remake of Lion King. If you like the remake of Lion King, you might like this. So yeah, the stuff that they change is so bad. The first thing they change is in the original Pinocchio. He's about to go to school. Pinocchio goes to school. He's about to go to school, and he gets stopped. to join like the fun land, the circus and stuff, and he gets tempted because he wants to be famous and everything, and so he goes because he's a kid. Of course he'll go. But in this one, he doesn't. He goes to school and stuff, and the reason he goes to the circus and goes to, the fun land is because the school is prejudiced against Pinocchio. So, not temptation, like all kids go through temptation. It's not the temptation that makes him go to the fun land. No, it's prejudice. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because in this movie, Pinocchio is already like likable. He's perfect. He knows what the right thing to do is. And I'm like, really? There's no flaws with this Pinocchio. And the thing is, Pinocchio was a very flawed character, and that's what made him relatable and likable and made him like a real child character. He makes mistakes. He gets selfish. He gets tempted by the fame and glory. That's what kids do. Kids aren't perfect. They learn from their mistakes. And he realizes that he's still a very good person and he shouldn't lie about things. But in this movie, they completely reject all that. Here, he knows what the right thing is. I'm like, wait, what? And the thing is, there was no character development for him. There was no growth for him because he already knew what the right thing was. And the scene when he gets turned into a donkey makes no sense whatsoever because he doesn't drink the beer, he doesn't smoke, because they can't put that in these new age Disney movies because everyone's a bunch of pussy ass bitches. And in the very ending, the most beautiful ending to Pinocchio is that he becomes a brave kid and learns to be a good person and do the right thing. And the fairy godmother grants him to be a real boy and become a real son to Geppetto. In this one, no, he just stays a puppet. I'm like, what? Huh? Yeah, he just fucking stays a puppet because he's a real boy in his heart. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this ending? Are you like, that is the whole message of Pinocchio. That's the whole point of Pinocchio, is for him to become a real boy. That's all he wanted. That's the whole point of Pinocchio. And the fact that you just don't do that, that's like the basics of what you do in Pinocchio. Like, if you're going to change things, change a couple things. So that's one thing you don't change. That's like ending The Lion King with, like, Zazu being the king and not Simba or something. Like, just like, what? Just like, huh? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. And it literally just takes away the whole story and just makes the movie feel pointless and stupid. It was really ridiculous. I'm like, wow. Because the whole time I was watching the movie, I'm like, this is an awful, horrible film. This is a terrible film. This movie sucks. And then right when the ending hit, I was like, wow. Okay, this movie went from shit to an abomination. This movie is fucking garbage. Like, absolute garbage. Like, not only is it just tries to be a lookalike of the original, but then it tries to do something different in the most insulting way by giving almost like a middle finger to the original film. And I'm like, wow, fuck you, Disney. And how dare you, Robert Zemeckis? You're better than this. Zemeckis is better than this movie. I don't know why he chose to direct this movie. This movie's awful. It's awful in every way, shape, or form. It's soulless. It's hollow. It's useless. And also, Jiminy Cricket, because Pinocchio is such a perfect character, Jiminy Cricket is a pointless character, yes. And the original Jiminy Cricket is like is Pinocchio's conscience. He's like his soul. He's there to guide Pinocchio. He does nothing in this movie because Pinocchio doesn't need guidance. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. This movie is shit. Visually, it's awful. It's a terrible story. It's got a horrible message. This movie is trash. Trash. The worst movie I've seen this entire year. Easily the worst film. Easily. Nothing will top it. I'd rather sit through fucking Morbius than sit through film again. This movie is insulting. Do not show your kids this movie. Show them the original. It is a very, very beautiful story. It may not be my cup of tea, but it's a damn great film that kids should watch. Skip this piece of crap. See you in the next video, guys.